So let me give you 5 copywriting tips that will actually boost your conversions. I've used these tips to generate over $1 million of revenue with my online courses, and I've also sold 500,000 books since 2015. And these are the things that I've learned from studying all of the copywriting greats, from David Ogilvy to Claude Hopkins to Gary Halbert. I've studied them all, and in this video, I'll give you my top 5 tips. Tip number 1 is to stick to one big idea per piece of copy. So whether you are writing an email or a sales letter on a landing page, or maybe you're recording a sales video, always stick to one really big idea, which is kind of the promise, the overarching idea that you are using to entice the reader. And what I love about this advice is that it really forces you to think about, what's my idea here? What am I trying to communicate? And why is it so different? Because if you really think about the one big idea, it's really a exercise in focus, because I've read so much copy that is just all over the place, and this is very common advice. So let me give you the one big idea of my writing course, Effective Writing. And the one big idea is that everything starts with writing. That's the sales letter on my landing page. And then I spend the rest of the page talking about why that's true, right? Because a lot of people that I target are folks who are not seeing themselves as writers, and they're not aware of the benefits of writing. So I'm here to inform the reader that everything in life starts with writing, whether it's getting in better shape, starting a business, and of course, writing a book or starting a blog, etc. But everything starts with writing. And that's the big idea that I use to draw people in and then explain. And then the second thing is that you have to show the reader within 5 seconds what's in it for them. If you don't do that, naturally you'll lose attention, especially in today's age. You have to fight for people's attention. So instantly when people come to your page or open your email, they need to understand what's in it for them. And let's just stick to the effective writing example. I instantly make it clear that if you learn the effective writing system, you will become a more clear, credible, and persuasive writer, right? That's the outcome. And that's why we are here. Because I'm here to show you that everything in life starts with writing, and this is what you can get when you go through the course. You'll become a more clear, credible, and persuasive writer. So you really need to sit down and write a one-liner of what people will get out of your product or your service. It needs to be something very specific that instantly gives you a vivid picture of what you will become or how your life will improve, how you will save time, the standard things, right? And actually, I forgot to mention this in the beginning of the video, but that's okay. People who left won't get it. But the thing is, in this video, I'm not going to focus on the standard advice of, you need to focus on benefits, not features, right? Don't waste people's time and kind of the platitudes of copywriting. I bet you know all of those things. And if you don't, just watch a couple of copywriting videos that are kind of surface level. What I wanted to do here in this video is share a couple of advanced tips that if you really think about them and if you really apply them, you can take your copy to the next level, right? So this is really one thing that can massively improve your copy. Now, tip 3, which is a very practical one, and something that once I applied this, I really saw my conversions going up. And that is to explain to the reader step by step what they have to do to acquire your product or your service. In my case, at the end of my copy, I really break down in a couple of sentences what you have to do now after you've read the copy and you're in, right? So basically, what I'm saying is explicitly, if you are ready to buy, simply pick your enrollment option, click register or join now, in my case, enter your credit card details, purchase the program. When you do that, you will instantly get an email with your login details. You can log in on my membership area from any device anywhere in the world, and you can start consuming the content, right? So I'll walk people through the process step by step because it gives them clarity, because that's the thing that, people don't like when they order something. They want to know what the process is. If it's a physical product, we all know. Enter your address, we'll ship your product within 1 to 2 days or the same day. You can expect a delivery within X days. That's the process, right? So you really have to be explicit with the things that you think are obvious. Because before I always thought, yeah, it's fine, people get it. Well, I'll write my sales letter and then I'll put a buy now section and people just get it. Nope, it's not how it works. You need to be very explicit. And then what I also do is I explain that they have a 30-day guarantee. And I explain what that means. And I say, you have a 30-day, 100% money back guarantee. If you don't like the product, simply let me know by email within 30 days, and you'll receive a 100% refund within 24 hours. Again, very specific, right? So the more specific you can be when it comes to these type of practical things, the more certainty you give to the reader. Because we all know as copywriters, one of our tasks is to take away uncertainty. So if you can do that with a very simple technique, which is explaining, the next steps, it's a very quick way to get more conversions. And then tip 4, speak with confidence and authority. So this is something that really requires some practice, because you need to believe in your product or your service. Because if you don't believe in it, you have to be a con man to do this tip, because self-confidence and authority comes with practice and results and experience. And your goal is to not fake it. I really don't believe in faking it till you make it, because it sounds great. It just doesn't work for a lot of people, because as David Ogilvy said, the consumer is not stupid, right? People who buy from us are not stupid. They're smart people. So you have to take that into account, but you really have to speak with authority and speak in absolutes, speak in statements, because you know what you are talking about and you are the authority here. And this is not only true for digital products or educational products or books, it's true for all kinds of products, right? Because you are the expert, whether you are manufacturing machines or you're offering consulting, you are the expert and you are guiding the customer or the reader through the process. So always have that mindset when you write anything. And then finally, encourage the reader. And I think this is the most underappreciated advice, and this is why I kept it for the end, because all of the fake copywriters have stopped watching the video. If you're watching this, you're a real one and you really care about your craft. So I want to share with you this really important piece of advice. So Apple does this really well. If you go on their website, and particularly the iPhone and the iPad, but they do it for all products. But I love the iPhone and iPad because if you go to the sales page, you think to yourself, oh man, I got to do those things, because they encourage you to be more creative. They encourage you to become a photographer. They encourage you to become, a maker, a creator of all sorts. And this is the thing that a lot of people don't get about what Apple does so well is the copy is great, the visuals are great, the storytelling is great, the videography is all great. But ultimately, what they are the best at is encouragement. They are the best at encouraging us to live more creative lives. That's what they do. So think about what your version of that is. In my case, my encouragement is different for every course that I do. For example, in my writing course, my encouragement is to write every single day and see the benefits in your own life. When I do my productivity course, my encouragement is to stop wasting your time and become your best self, because that is something that you can do as long as you've put in the effort, right? So I am there to encourage people to go after their dreams and goals and aspirations. And this is a thing that I've learned in copywriting, is that if you are encouraging people, they are more willing to work with you, whether you are a coach or a consultant, or whether you're Apple and you're offering them products. They are more willing to buy into the ecosystem because the company is encouraging them, or the individual creator or consultant or teacher in my case is encouraging the reader, right? And I think that encouragement is worth a lot, because in our day-to-day lives we don't get a lot of encouragement, right? We always get no's and challenges and obstacles and whatnot. So all of a sudden, if you are encouraged to get after your dreams, or to become your best self, or to become more creative, or solve problems, save time, make more money, whatever, you feel good about it as the reader. And ultimately, it will lead to more sales and also more satisfied customers, because ultimately, my assumption here is that you offer value. And that's always the first thing when it comes to writing and copywriting. You offer something that has value. And if you can really do that and apply these copywriting techniques, I guarantee you that you will get more conversions. And if you want to learn more about my writing course, check out Effective Writing. I have a link to the course in the description, and give these tips a try.